Hey everyone, my name is Everett Taylor, CEO of Kickstarter. I am thrilled and honored to be with an incredible artist, Steve Locke, today for our Spotlight on Black Creators series this month on Kickstarter. Steve is a globally renowned visual artist and educator. He works through the mediums of painting, drawing, sculpture, and installation art. And my favorite fact about him is that he's a Kickstarter creator. Welcome, Steve.
Thanks, it's nice to be here.
I loved your project on Kickstarter.
Oh, thank you.
When you think about educating, especially using art as a form of educating the masses, can you tell us a little bit about what attracted you to Kickstarter as a platform, and tell us a bit more about the project that you were creating?
There is a building in Boston called Fennel Hall, which was built by Peter Fennel, who was a trader in early pre-constitutional America, right? Now, when you say trader to someone in the 17th century, one of the things that they're trading is people, right? I was one of the 7 artists in residence for the city of Boston during that time. And we were charged to look at our city, a city that I loved, through a lens of resilience and racial equity, right? And when you do that, when you walk through Boston, you see that there are all these sites that are sort of questionable. Like, who the hell was Peter Fennel? Why is there a building named after him? And when you start to investigate that, you realize that Peter Fennel wasn't Sam Adams, he wasn't John Hancock, he wasn't a great founding father, he was just a guy with money. And he wanted a place to dispatch his goods, so he built that edifice, right? And then he gave it to the city. I wanted to interrogate that space and say, like, you know, it's wonderful that Peter Fennel gave this building to Fennel Hall. Crispus Attucks was funeralized there. Bill Clinton spoke there. Like, all these sorts of amazing civil rights things happened there. People take the oath of citizenship in Fennel Hall, right? Can we just talk about where the money came from? Can we just have that discussion? It's an open secret, everybody knows, but there's no marker, there was no information. And I thought, what is a lie? Like, what is the truth if no one tells it? Like, what is a secret if someone decides not to keep it, right? And so that was the sort of impetus behind the project.
How inspiring was it to see this community build around what you were trying to do on Kickstarter? All these people that you never met before. It was
really shocking. And my project funded in like 4 days.
Wow.
It was really fast. And even when things went south, people still supported it.
Yeah.
So it just shows you that, like, when you have a platform, and you can extend that platform to people who don't normally have a platform, like, powerful things can happen.
Very powerful things can happen. And I think one of the most beautiful things is the exposure of people like yourself to show people the incredible things that we are doing in the world. Because oftentimes our achievements, our efforts, our creativity are erased. Yeah. And so I appreciate what you did with this project to bring this acknowledgement of us and bring that to the forefront, and things that people are very uncomfortable with. Speaking of uncomfortability, how does that role play in your practice as a visual artist?
So my family's been in this country for almost 300 years, almost as old as the country. Yeah. People come over enslaved. I have my family has a part in the making of this nation. I'm not like some sort of ancillary observer. This is my country. And the problem is that we treat Black people like this isn't their country. And so I have something to say about Peter Fennel and Fennel Hall, not just as a Black person, but as an American. And this is the thing, Everett. People refuse to see themselves in Black lives. And it's astonishing to me. I can see myself in other people's life. And there have been white people throughout history who've been able to see themselves in the lives of Black people. Goodman, Cheney, and Schwerner. Goodman and Schwerner, like, crossed the color line and they paid with their lives, right? So this notion that, like, you can't understand me because I'm Black has always seemed crazy to me. It's always seemed crazy. And that's what a lot of my work is about.
How do you see the landscape for Black art changing after what we experienced the past few years? What do you see as the future? I know that's a pretty big question, the future of Black art.
Black people in this country have made a way out of no way. That is just what they've done. There's been no resources, no opportunities, and they've made them, right? So I wouldn't worry about Black creativity being stifled anyway. It's still gonna happen. What the question becomes is, how is it gonna be transmitted to other people? And I see like the problem with so many social media platforms is that they are monetizing people's activity without paying them, or paying them a pittance. Or people think like, oh, I've got 1 million followers, now I can monetize that. And I think that when we get into what the creative activity is the creative activity what you make, or is your creative activity tied up in producing quote unquote content, right? There's so many people who are interested in producing content. I'm interested in people who are making art. And it's a different thing.
Well, congratulations on your Kickstarter, and I'm looking forward to you utilizing Kickstarter again in the future for another wonderful project. Thank you for all of your wonderful words today, and thank you for your time.
Thank you. It's great to be with you.
Thank you.